Coming to you live just in. Firefighters and policemen have been taking hellfire from suspected gunmen. Allegedly, this is on the anniversary once certain Aryans in Idaho had one of their buildings burnt down by the firefighters or something of the sort. Some are alleging that this may be retaliation by white supremacists up in Idaho. But yes, officials are taking fire.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Hallie Jackson.
Good evening. We are coming on the air with breaking news out of Idaho, where officials are about to speak at a news conference about an active shooter situation unfolding near Coeur d'Alene. Our station KHQ reporting multiple firefighters have been shot while responding to a call in an apparent ambush. Let's take you right to the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, briefing reporters now.
We now have 2 deaths. We have an unknown amount of casualties.
They set them up with a fire and then got at them.
We still have civilians that are coming off of that mountain. We might have civilians that are stuck or in shock on that mountain. So this is a very, very fresh situation. We are actively taking sniper fire as we speak. This is an active situation. We have multiple agencies that are on scene from local and federal authorities, and we are prepared to neutralize this suspect who is currently actively shooting at public safety personnel. We are prepared to neutralize this suspect as quickly as possible. And that's really all that we know as of right now. We don't know who the suspects are. We don't know how many there are. So I know that it's...
He looks scared as... Oof.
Very, very, very early, and I don't think that any questions would yield anything. But Chief, do you have anything? Was I accurate in what we were reporting?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take a couple of questions, but I'd like to remind you that's very, very preliminary, and I'm not so sure we're going to have any additional information.
Hunter from KXOY, the 2 deaths, are they fire personnel that have died?
We know that there's 2 deaths, and we believe that they are, yes.
Have they been taken off of the mountain? Are they?
Yeah, no, we're still in that process.
3? We had 3.
Thank you. And just to be clear, the people who responded, they were wildland firefighters or they were local firefighters fighting a wildland firefighter?
City of Coeur d'Alene and Kootenai Fire Rescue.
Yes.
When the shots were fired, were they at an accelerated rate or was it a single shot?
Oh no, we're taking rapid fire up there. In the back.
Is that an AR? Is that rapid fire?
Referring to individuals, are you referring to the casualties or like even of suspects you believe to be?
Well, we don't know how many suspects are up there, and we don't know how many casualties that there are. Yeah, I suspect we'll have people coming forward that maybe are stuck up there that drove themselves to the hospital, but I suspect that would likely be the case.
We have confirmation that there are people stuck up there.
People are still coming off the mountain, so it would only be safe to assume that the mountain is not cleared.
As of right now, is there an active threat to the surrounding community?
Absolutely there is.
Okay. Has there been a shelter-in-place order put forth?
Yes, there has, and I would encourage all of you to tell people to stay away from the area. Do not come to the area.
That's wild. I wonder what's going on. I know people are alleging some white power movement, but you don't know who could it be out there. You know, it could be anything going on. It's a lot going on in the world. For me, we got beef, international, domestic, next door.
Stay away from the area. This is going to be...
Y'all got beef, international, domestic, next door.
If these individuals are not neutralized quickly, this is going to be likely a multi-day operation.
Just a question. So is the suspect in a home up there? Are they in do we have indication of where they might be on the mountain?
Yeah, we
I don't know nothing.
we don't believe that there are enough shots fired from the mountain.
Sheriff Norman, has anything happened like this before? And if so, do you think you and other law enforcement entities will be more aware going forward?
You know, this is an interesting dynamic. This, you know, we have.
They don't know nothing. And nah, that's never happened to them.
Seen some of these things in a urban environment where firefighters were in a urban setting, putting out firefighters during civil disobedience, getting shot at. I've seen that. I can't say that I've seen it in a rural setting myself, but I have seen it in an urban setting frequently where firefighters do get shot at in, civil unrest. Yes.
So do we know if there's one or two shooters?
Civil unrest is what they. Ooh, look, yo, man.
We don't know if there's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, we don't know.
That is what they don't want. Look at them white folks.
So just for the fire itself, firefighting efforts, is it contained? Is it still spreading? What does that look like?
Well, it's gonna keep burning because we can't put a lot of resources on there right now. But Chief,
No, we won't put any resources out there until the threat is neutralized.
And they gotta see what the shooters there, and they don't know. You know what I mean? He's embarrassed. He's afraid. Shout out to the families of those firefighters that passed. They were just trying to put out a fire, though.
Do we have like a risk of wildfire? Say, is it high winds? Is that going to fuel the fire or anything? Or is it?
We're at a high state right now in wildland, so it'll calm down as the evening progresses, but then it'll pick back up tomorrow.
Thank you.
And hopefully this is neutralized by then.
Thank you.
Sheriff Norris, how are you feeling about this overall?
Several life flight helicopters coming in and out. Are there any other air resources that are being used at the moment?
oh yeah, we have our emergency.
The hostage rescue team is a possibility. They can get on a plane. They've flown out before, but it's, probably 2 to 3 hours before wheels up. And that's a tomorrow thing. And same thing with a lot of federal agencies. This could be a 5-6 hour drive. They may be looking at, like FBI has aircraft to bring in tactical units quicker. But, time now, you're looking at probably those assets getting there and then again, you have to come into it. You just can't get on the ground running. You have to go to the command element and then, figure out where people are and then have one controller, one command element.
They say if it's too good to be true, it must be. But at WGU, you can get your degree with the same accreditations as the large universities. See why over 95% of employers say they would hire another WGU grad. And learn more at wgu.edu.
We have multiple agencies that are on scene from local and federal authorities. And we are prepared to neutralize this suspect who is currently actively shooting at public safety.
Or if anybody else has been killed. People in the area are being asked to stay away as that investigation continues. So all of this as the fire continued to burn as well. Our So Young Kim is joining us from our live center. And So Young, what is the very latest?
Kelsey, just minutes ago, the local sheriff's office released a statement that said this evening members of the SWAT team located a deceased male on Canfield Mountain. A firearm was found nearby. Additional information will be provided during a scheduled press briefing later tonight. And at this time, the shelter in place for that area is being lifted. However, there is still an active wildfire on Canfield Mountain, and residents in the area are advised to be prepared and ready should further action need to be taken. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, So Young. And
we have.
Thank you, Su Young. And I'm not laughing at the situation, but she looked like Su Young too with them ears. I remember Rush Hour. That song, you feel me? That Mariah Carey. That's crazy. Thank you, Su Young, for that update. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for coming through. That's wild right there. We're gonna find out what's going on with the gunman. I'll keep y'all posted. So what's that one crackhead that's doing all these numbers now? 607 He was like, America's like a functioning crackhead. You ain't gonna know that they world falling apart. Just wait 5 years. That's crazy right there. But as for that,
that shit feels so good when you drink it. Yeah, you can drink and eat organisms. It kills all the shit in your body, all the dirt and the mold that you got in your shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? We all got bacteria. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know the name. Kabuchi. That's the name of it. What? Kombucha. Organism. Enzymes. Prohibitats and whatever, the detox. You need it, dog. So, let go yourself with this shit. Organism, all right? One. That shit made me feel like I was in a movie, nigga. That organism shit had me like, go over there and touch up. Oh, you need organism, man.